Stop doing credit repair. Quit it right now. Shut down your business. Focus on business funding, personal funding, just funding and all that, right? I'm not telling you to quit credit repair, like don't do it, because it's still going to be a foundation when it comes to structuring the profile, making sure that people do qualify for the credit repair. But in today's video, I'm going to tell you why you should prioritize business funding and not focus as much on credit repair. So watch the entire video. If you're a go-getter, you're looking to get richer, you're looking to be less stressed, and just be the best version of yourself. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should focus less on credit repair, more on the business funding side of things. So number 1, if you don't know what business funding is, it's basically getting people access to 0% interest capital. It don't got to be 0% interest. It's just what we tend to focus on. But we get them access to this capital. We get a 10% kickback, right? So for example, let's say you get a business owner, $50,000 in 0% interest, which is very doable. You can do it on one simple credit card based off of, the relations you have. That's $5,000 paid to you. When it comes to credit repair, we've got to understand the type of client that we're dealing with, right? Let me give y'all a story. So a while ago when I first started in 2021, I had a client where we were doing the pay per delete model. So they had hella negative items on their credit. One thing that y'all know about people that are in credit repair, typically what happened is they didn't pay their bills or they just have bad money management skills, just making poor financial decisions. I understand now it's more so about just understanding who you target. And if we do credit repair now, it's obviously dealing with people that are doing business funding, right? Because they want to get their business funded. But this is a consumer that we worked with. I did a previous video about it, basically how they have scammed us, right? A lot of people talk about, credit repair scamming this, scam that, which is true. But in my case, I've been scammed by the customer, right? So this particular customer, we deleted hella negative items, right? And then I think by the time they got the invoice, it was a little bit over $2,000. And they just ran away. They didn't pay or do anything, right? So I say that to say, that's not typically something we would deal with business funding. And we've never had anyone run off on us because business funding is more of a sexier business model because it's no upfront payment and they're going to pay you out of the money that you get them, essentially, right? So this is why it's more beneficial. So 3 reasons why you should focus more on business funding versus credit repair. Number 1 is health. Let's talk about health. I'm not talking about just physically being healthy, but also mentally being healthy. It goes hand in hand. When you're dealing with these cheap credit repair clients, it's not good for your health. When you're dealing with just poor people in general, it's not good for your health, right? You want to focus more on the funding side of things because you're going to get less headaches. I get less headaches dealing with people that are looking for funding versus credit repair, and it's going to be less stupid questions, like if you fixing someone's credit, these are people that they made a bad financial decision for the most part. You send out your round 1 letters or whatever letters. Now they want to be harassing you every day. Oh, what's the update on this? What's the update on that? So obviously there's ways to prevent this when you got systems in place like your VAs and things of that nature are handling it. But when you're dealing with customers, I prefer and want you to focus more on the funding side of things. Because typically, these are people that are more responsible. These are people that take accountability. And the average credit repair person does not take accountability, right? So it's just good for your health, just health-wise, because you're going to be happier. You're going to be less stressed dealing with these types of people. When it comes to credit repair, too, there's more laws associated with it. So I know the consumer laws. I know all of that, right? Having a surety bond and everything, just making sure that you're compliant and all of that. It's less of that when you're dealing with funding, right? So you're less stressed, less being labeled a scammer. Some of y'all don't have thick skin. So when it comes to being labeled like a scammer, quote unquote, more of that is associated with credit repair because it is people that are scamming out here, right? So with funding, that's not really necessarily a thing unless I guess if you're charging like 50% success fee or something, right? But we typically operate in the industry 10% success fee, which is reasonable, right? Some people charge higher, but it depends on what you want to do. So health is number 1. Me personally, I was more healthy just dealing with funding clients versus credit repair. My mental health, just health-wise, I feel like I used to get sick more because, as you're stressed out, you become more sick. And as you're like, we would do high ticket credit repair. So we're getting like what, 2,000 per client. But it's like the less that someone pays, the more that they're going to expect. It's kind of backwards, right? So I know some people are on that like $100 a month and all of that. You're going to have a headache dealing with these credit repair people, right? But if you just focus on funding, let me focus on less clients. You got 10 clients, you get them 50,000 each in funding, right? That's $5,000 per client. That's $50,000 right there. If you do high ticket credit repair and you charge $1,000, you're gonna need 50 clients just to even get that. Imagine how many headaches is gonna come with that, right? So just on the health side, it's just gonna help you as far as scaling, right? So help, number one. Number two, time. Time, freedom, credit repair, consumer laws, all that, right? It's more complex. There's more to learn. There's more, all of that, right? When it comes to funding, when you're focusing on funding, you don't necessarily have to go through all of that, right? The time it's less of a learning curve. When it comes to credit repair, you can potentially take like a year as far as fixing the person's credit, you know what I'm saying? So it's just all these stipulations that come with it. Rich people, we value time, right? So when you're working in business funding, you're also working with people that typically tend to be more affluent than the credit repair people, right? So just keep that in mind, like you're saving time and you have time freedom, more time to spend with your friends, more time to spend with your family, more time to go to the gym whenever you want. When I left my 9-to-5 job in 2022, I had to make that shift and focus more on funding for the sake of not only my mental health, but just my time freedom. When you're focusing too much on the credit repair, you got to figure out, okay, the strategies I need to do to get this late payment deleted, this charge off deleted. At the same time, you got your clients harassing you. So it's like funding is just more of what it is that's going to make you just thrive more and save time and have that time freedom, right? And people that think like me, people that think like you, that value that time freedom, are typically tend to be more richer people, and you tend to attract more richer individuals when it comes to business, right? Small business owners are looking for 0% interest capital to have good credit, typically are going to be making more money than the average 9-to-5er that's just like asking you a million questions about your credit and their credit, and they got all these collections and stuff that need to be removed. You got to look at certain patterns. I understand the credit repair clients that we have at this point they're basically business owners. They could be making millions of dollars, right? Well, I mean, we literally have some clients that are making millions of dollars. It's just that this happened where this wasn't on auto pay and now a late payment happened and now we got to get that situated, right? So you just got to, as you're in credit repair and navigating towards funding, you just got to think about the type of business owner and clientele that you're targeting. One thing I'll say, if you are that credit repair business owner that I'm talking to that's tired of dealing with cheap clients and all of that, you are potentially sitting on millions upon millions of dollars because you probably have a lot of people that you fix their credit already. So why don't you retarget them and then let them know like, oh, we just launched our funding program. We're able to get you 0% interest capital at this. We work with bank relationship managers and all that. That's if you work with, someone like me. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to get tapped in with me. But that's if you work with someone like me that actually has these bank relationship managers, if you don't already have them, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, right? As you're making that shift and you're doing that new offer, right? As we're stepping into the new year, you gotta understand that you gotta do different things to get different results. If you've been dealing with those cheap credit repair clients, shift your focus. Focus on the funding, define a new avatar, and just scale and make more money, right? Speaking of money, that's reason number 3 why you should focus more on the funding. Money. If you don't know, funding has allowed me to make damn near $30,000 in a day just from funding one client $275,000. Move the decimal over, my payout was $27,500. If I was doing credit repair, right? Just doing the math, like let's say we charge in one of our higher ticket contracts, which is about $3,000. 3 times 9 is 27, right? So I would need 9 clients, 9 credit repair clients that could be potentially harassing me about, oh, when is this after we send out one round, right? So funding is just more scalability. I had one client that allowed me to make almost $30,000. We had a different client, $20,000, right? For funding $200,000. These are just single clients, right? 2 clients basically brought in $50,000. So think about if you were doing the credit repair, how long that would take. That's going to take 50 clients just off of a $1,000 basis, right? Even if they're, let's say your credit repair clients are high ticket at $5,000, you still need 10 clients just to do the equivalent of what I did with 2 clients, $50,000 commission from funding, right? And I'm not saying everything has to be a home run, but if you just get 1 client, $100,000, that's $10,000 commission right there. So the scalability is just super crazy, right? It's going to lead you to having that time freedom. It's going to lead you to focusing on higher income activities in the business, like recording content like I'm doing right here, right? So I just want y'all to just take away from this video, if you're that credit repair business owner that I'm talking to, if you're tired of, dealing with what you've been dealing with, if you're tired of running on that hamster wheel, we do have this opportunity for you to join the CAT funding community. This is an intimate community where you'll be with like-minded individuals. Some are just starting the funding company from scratch. So if that's you, you're welcome to join as well. But if you're a credit repair business owner, you understand the pain of dealing with these cheap credit repair clients. Come join us in the funding community. It's only a $2,000 investment at the time I'm recording this. It really should be way more than that. You've probably seen some of the testimonials I've dropped as far as like one of my students, Doc. He joined when it was only $1,000. It was $997, so less than $1,000, and he already made like over $5,000 in less than a month. So I know the power of this information. I know the power of what it's done for me. You've probably seen some of my case studies with some of my other students. That's from the 5K program, but this funding community is just a starter program to get in. Just get tapped in for only $2,000. So if you watch up to this point, I'm gonna have a link in the description. You can go ahead and make your investment, join us, and we can just get richer. But if you're not ready to go yet, whether it's mindset, if you're one of the cheap people that just happen to stumble across my video and you just happen to be here, I guess just keep watching my videos or just go watch someone else's video. What we're focused on here is focus on getting richer. If you're not willing to get richer for the sake of your family and friends, if you're just selfish and you want to stay average, then stay over there. But if you're that rich person that's going to get richer with me, we're going to catch you in the community. Y'all have a blessed one.